My brother Sifuna, you can't make it a point of belittling other members of parliament.
If a point is little, everybody can see it's a little point. It's not me belittling it, Kagushia. After I'm finished exposing your littleness, you'll expose my hypocrisy or my ignorance. You are insignificant in the political calculations of the country. Ekuru, we could let you run alone in 2027 and you still lose that election.
You know the problem is Sifuna,
you are a lawyer, Bana, my friend.
Yes, I'm a lawyer, and I think I'm a better lawyer than you.
But you're speaking like a mamamboga. You are a professor of law. Please don't behave like Salasia. Read the document so that you understand and explain to your people what it says. I am telling you, Ekuru, you have what we call delusions of grandeur. Nobody wakes up thinking about Ekuru or Third Way Alliance. We let you run alone in a repeat election. You came up with 18,000 votes. That's a third of the votes that I got in Kileleshwa ward.
You know what? I am happy in my small outfit called Third Way Alliance because we are principled.
We?
Yes, we are.
I?
Yes. No.
You cannot use plural, but like, say I am principled.
You know,
there is no obligation on our part to speak about the successes of the government. They also have mouths. Let them go out there. They have a government spokesman, they have cabinet secretaries, they have parrots like him. Let them talk about those successes. Let me tell you, because this is the evidence that Kagushia did not consider the sugar bill. Yeah. I spoke about industrial sugar. There is no single factory in Kenya that produces white industrial sugar. I'm not talking about table sugar. And you have spoken like somebody who did not read the bill. So the industry...
No. You can't say I did not read it.
I have listened to you.
I have listened. You say.
I have listened.
But Trevor, you have listened to me, but I cannot also allow Sifuna to belittle. I get it. You can't also allow him to belittle our point. You see, the process in which we are producing, but no, I will respond. But also, you don't belittle my point.
You will respond.
I get it. Yeah. But as he is also making his point, we can't also allow belittling because the process in which we are producing the table sugar is a process in which you are producing the industrial sugar. Are you getting?
So let him say what he's saying.
I am not the one making your points little. They are little points. I am telling you, my brother, that I spoke about industrial sugar is the one that is...
Trevor, let us agree on this. No, but let us agree on this, Trevor. We are live on show. My brother Sifuna, you can't make it a point of belittling other members of parliament. Are you getting?
Are you done?
It's good to also be respectful.
Okay.
Are you getting? To each other as we debate.
Are you done?
Are you getting?
Are you done? Because
we don't come here for insults. We don't come here for insults, and we don't come here with small points. Like my brother.
Fine.
But you do.
Let him explain.
And having a big head doesn't mean that you have a big point.
That's fine.
Are you getting?
But the point.
Explain.
If a point is little, everybody can see it's a little point. It's not me belittling it, Kagushia. I spoke about industrial sugar. Do you know the distinction between white industrial sugar and sugar? That's the point I'm making. Because if you read the bill, you would not have imposed 4% on industrial sugar that is not produced anywhere in this country, that is used in industry. I would understand if you impose an importation tax on sugar, table sugar, because...
But he's also ignorant. He's also ignorant of the industry that is being set up now to produce that industrial sugar.
Let him finish, then I'll have one by as well, yes. Go ahead.
You're displaying ignorance.
That's what I'm telling you.
You're displaying ignorance.
You will get your opportunity. You will get your opportunity to be able to highlight my ignorance. After I'm finished exposing your littleness, you'll expose my hypocrisy or my ignorance.
I am telling you that you're ignorant about the plans that the government is splitting.
Don't heckle Kagushia.
Are you getting?
Just relax. Just relax. Where to Leah too? I am saying you passed a law without considering it. And it's not the only law. It's many laws. You are telling us stories here about coffee or nini. I asked a very simple question. Did you consider the sugar bill and its implications on industry and the prices of things that it is a key ingredient in, including bread? In my view, you did not consider it because at the Senate, we are going to propose certain amendments, Trevor, to exempt that tax until local industry has the capacity to produce white industrial sugar. You understand what I'm saying? So when I tell you that you did not consider the bill, you are showing it here that you actually did not consider the bill. And members of parliament are required to read and understand what they are passing. In my experience in the Senate, and I've said this, most members do not want to consider bills because consideration of bills does not happen during voting. It is a three-step process. First you consider, then debate, explain to the people why you are supporting a certain proposal or why you're not supporting a certain proposal. So all of these things that we are saying, when a farmer receives a benefit, that benefit should remain with the farmer. You are not receiving a benefit so that you can pay higher taxes. If you have reduced my cost of production, yes, I may remain with extra coins in the pocket, but the purpose of the subsidy or the benefit you conferred as government or the reduction in the cost of production was not so that I can be in a position to pay more taxes. Which are these farmers you speak to? Because the farmers that I speak to would want to benefit from that subsidy by improving their lives. If somebody was cultivating an acre of land,
where does the government get money to subsidize?
Let me finish.
Hold on.
If not from taxes.
If you give with the left hand and take to the right with the right hand, you have not done anything in terms of changing the lives of those farmers. You want to grow their capacity. If somebody was producing an acre of land, because they have extra money in their pockets, let them produce 2 acres. If they were renting 10 acres of land, they can be able in the next harvest season or planting season to plant 20 acres. The benefit must remain with the farmer if it is a true benefit. So there is no farmer, at least not the ones that I know, maybe the ones in Mukurweini. The ones I know want that if you bring a program to aid them, if you have brought a program to lower the cost of production, that benefit should remain with me. You cannot come to tell me that now you need to pay more taxes. This is why your logic most of the time doesn't make sense. And when it is pointed out, you become hysterical.
Where does the money,
you become emotional.
No, but where does the money, where does the money to subsidize the farmer come from? Where does the government get money to subsidize a farmer?
And Sifuna, what are your thoughts on that? Because he says that nobody really speaks of the successes of this government. Is that true? Because even the president himself yesterday said he was cautioning people to stop mocking him when he spoke about the road in Mandera all the way to Isiolo, 750 kilometers. He said that people made a joke out of it, but it was literally a matter of life and death, and we have contractors on site.
There are already 11 contractors.
Yeah, now
11 contractors.
Now,
the president says 11.
Is 7. They can't even count contractors. So let me tell you this. There is no obligation on our part to speak about the successes of the government. They also have mouths. Let them go out there. They have a government spokesman, they have cabinet secretaries, they have parrots like him. Let them talk about those successes. It is not incumbent upon us to talk about those successes. Number 2, they have national communication. They have a national broadcaster. They can go there and talk about those successes. And when you talk about those things, nobody sees those things on the ground. William Ruto famously one time said, there is a road called C41. It passes outside my rural home. He stood on the sunroof and said the road is complete. And I use the road every day. It passes outside my home. So those are the successes he wants to parrot, but Kenyans on the ground can see that there is nothing happening. Number 2, Trevor, I have said, and I want to repeat here, that the positions we hold are not permanent. Sifuna was not born to be SG of ODM forever. I have done 7 years. This is my 8th year as SG of ODM. I did not do 7 years as SG of ODM by second-guessing Raila. I know the man. I speak to him. He's my guide. He's my mentor. I say these things because are the things that I believe in. And I believe that Raila's position has always been that we as ODM can only walk the journey with people who are like-minded, pro-people political parties. The position of Senator of Nairobi is not my birthright. It is not something that I will hold on to forever. There will come a day when there will be another senator. I have predecessors. There are people who have held this position before. Ekuru, whether I win or lose, that is not the point. The mission in 2027 is not to make Sifuna senator. The mission in 2027 is to rescue our country. Whatever it takes, Trevor, if it takes Sifuna losing the Senate of Nairobi to kick William Ruto out and make him a one-term president, so be it. That is a higher calling than me being senator. You know? So I am telling you, Ekuru, you have what we call delusions of grandeur. Nobody wakes up thinking about Ekuru or Third Way Alliance. We let you run alone in a repeat election. You came up with 18,000 votes. That's a third of the votes that I got in Kileleshwa ward in Nairobi. That's what I'm telling you. So I am telling you, you Ekuru, you overestimate. No, I am responding to the things that you're saying.
Don't be bitter.
I'm not bitter. This is how I am, Trevor, and you know me. I am responding to the things that you have said. You are insignificant in the political calculations of the country. Ekuru, we could let you run alone in 2027 and you will still lose that election. Because people will simply not show up to
Actually,
vote for
I'll
you.
be more than happy to run alongside
alone. Alone.
Lordship.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let me finish.
Will also lose and
Let me
also
finish.
lose.
Let me finish. I want to say there are people who are saying, oh, yes, Ruto is going home, but who is this person that will replace him? I want to tell you, Trevor, the anger that I feel from Kenyans. In 2027, we will just say anyone but Ruto. Anyone but Ruto. There will be no room for sentiment. There will be no room for saying, oh, we want this expert on this and this expert on that. We want to rescue our country. We want to live in a country that is free. People are living in fear. This is not the country that we wanted. We want to fix the software of this country. Lastly, Trevor, I am a lawyer, and Ojienda is supposed to be a professor of law. He knows what the provisions of the Political Parties Act vis-a-vis you being elected in ODM, but being the one advocating for the interest of a rival political party. In fact, these people like Ojienda and Kina Aladwa should be facing disciplinary action in the party because it is a violation of the law. This is not Sifuna saying. The Political Parties Act does not allow me as ODM, and you know very well there is no agreement with this other political party, and you stand up and you say in 2027 you're going to vote for somebody else. At the very minimum, as a member of ODM, you should be saying we should be strengthening ourselves to put ourselves in a good position to be able to take power, because that's what political parties exist to do. Why can this Kina Ojienda and Aladwa just leave ODM and join UDA? Why can't they go there, the party of the person that they want to vote for? Let them go to UDA and let us meet as ODM on the ground. Because you cannot be a member of ODM and advocate for interests of another political party. It's against the law.
We were in Addis. No, we were all in Addis. Sifuna was not in Addis Ababa. A quick rejoinder.
Yes.
A quick rejoinder. Yes. Listening to Sifuna, listening to Ojienda, listening to Aladwa, you know what? I am happy in my small outfit called Third Way Alliance because we are principled.
We?
Yes, we are. Yes. No.
You cannot use plural, but say I am principled.
You know, Sifuna.
Who is we?
Sifuna. You earlier on told me not to speak for yourself. For you. Now you want me to.
But you can't tell us any other member of Third Way. We have asked you to tell us your chairman in Nairobi.
Just go to the political party's office and you will see the structures are there. And
you don't know him. He doesn't exist.
Anyway, be that as it may, let me tell you. You see, the psychophancy I see with Sifuna and the worship of Raila Amolo Odinga, he wants Ojienda to be punished, Aladwa to be punished, and to leave the law.
Party. You're a lawyer.
Yes, I am a lawyer.
What does the political party say? What does the political party say?
No. Wait. Yeah. Okay, let me refresh his memory. 2018, March 9th. Didn't his party leader sign, go into handshake with Uhuru regime, which they are opposed to?
Did he say he was going to vote for Uhuru?
No, it's not about voting.
Read the law. No. What does the law say?
Listen.
What does the law say?
You know the problem is Sifuna,
you are a lawyer, Bana, my friend.
Yes, I'm a lawyer, and I think I'm a better lawyer than you.
But you're speaking like a Mamamboga.
Yes, I'm a better lawyer than you. I'm not just a loud man like you ODM are. No, the problem with the ODM guy, you're just a loud man, but you're empty.
Read the law.
There's an increasing perception that you're sabotaging this broad-based arrangement now that you don't want to call it a government.
I can forgive Salasia for refusing to read this document and assuming Sifuna signed it. But I cannot forgive Professor Ojienda. Because, Professor, you are a lawyer. When you see people running away from a document, and that's the reason I have brought this thing here, because there's been a lot of nonsense being said about the contents of this document. Luckily for us, all of us here, we are lawyers. They know about the parole evidence rule, that once the contents of an agreement have been reduced into a document, you do not introduce oral evidence to explain its contents because the document will speak for itself. The people who are supporters of this animal, called broad-based, are running away from the contents of the document. That is why the president gets annoyed with me when I remind him what the document says. So when you see Ojienda coming and telling us, oh, there is the document, then there's a philosophy. Read the document. This document is not what brought the former chairperson of ODM into government. As I've said, Trevor, that so-called broad-based animal started existing in Ruto's mind before this document was signed. This document was signed on 7th of February 2025. By that time, Mbadi, Joho, and the others were already in cabinet. This document is not the reason why they are there. And if you want to understand the discussions that went prior, the philosophy is captured here, Ojienda, that we understand that a nation will not develop without reinforcing democratic governance and the rule of law. And I wish, Trevor, you brought to me on this show alone so that I can explain to you the contents of this document, so that people like Ojienda don't introduce things that are not there. You are a professor of law. Please don't behave like Salasia. Read the document so that you understand and explain to your people what it says. Number three, Trevor, he has made an assertion here that I was angling for cabinet.
Gender ministry.
Ministry of gender. I understand why he says gender, because he knows I'm very loved by the ladies, which is not something we can say about him. But the truth is, I have no intention. Of serving in a government such as the one that is in existence.
So you would never take a cabinet position?
I would never. In fact, they know.
We've seen some of your own people like Professor Makau Mutua say never, then he comes in.
I am not Makau Mutua. I'm not any one of these people who
So for the record, you would never take us.
I don't know how I can put it. I have no intention. I am very happy serving the people of Nairobi as a senator of Nairobi. And even in 2027, I've said I will not seek any other office other than the office of senator of Nairobi. I am happy where I am. When he speaks about marginalization, you know, this is a very interesting conversation from two perspectives. Number one, all of us who support Raila Odinga have been marginalized because of our politics. I want you to understand that point, that ODM and the leader of ODM, Raila Odinga, is not a leader of the Luo. He's not a leader of Luo Nyanza. Raila Odinga is a leader of Kenya. His people, including Sifuna, who doesn't come from Luo Nyanza, has been marginalized because of the position we have taken to support him. You go to the coast, you go to people in North Rift. I went to Baringo. I have my chairman there called Wesley Lekakimon. He's being marginalized because of his position as chairperson of ODM in Baringo. If you took another angle, Trevor, list for me the areas in this country that are marginalized. My goodness. From independence, Honorable Ojienda, are you telling me that it is only Luo Nyanza that is marginalized? What would you say to the people of Turkana, people who have no access to water 60 years after independence? If we truly were addressing marginalization, you would see John Mbadi telling us how he has helped the Ilchamus in Baringo as a people who are marginalized. The problem we have is when you characterize Luo Nyanza as the only marginalized area. If really we are addressing marginalization agenda, give us a list of the people of Mandera. You have an international airport in Kisumu. I went to Mandera and there is no runway. There is no runway. The plane lands on that. There is no electricity in Mandera. So when you are peddling your transformers there, when I see CS Energy saying, oh, we're putting these transformers here and there, remember the people of Mandera are not even on the national grid. So please, my brother, we are not saying that the people of Luo Nyanza or Western Kenya have not been marginalized. Let us approach marginalization as a national problem. And we are national leaders, Ojienda. You are a senator for the Republic of Kenya, elected by the people of Kisumu. Speak for other people as well. We know you represent the people of Kisumu. We have no problem with that. So when we talk about marginalization, let us look at it as a national problem. Lastly, on this MOU, when Trevor, we are told that there was a discussion on the issues. These are the issues. We spoke about devolution. For us to get the leader of UDA to sign this document, in fact, when we were preparing this document was prepared in my office in KICC. So I know the document. Others are asking me, oh, but Sifuna, why were you there? As SG of ODM, I don't speak for myself. I am not present in these events to represent Sifuna. As you know, we had a meeting of the Central Committee that morning to ratify this document. Yeah. And I went there to confirm to the country that the committee, that is the job of SG, that the committee has looked at this document and we have endorsed it.